Variables are the containers that hold everything and anything we could possibly need in a program. Programming is that mystical thing that happens behind the scenes of every piece of technology you use. Whether that's your favorite video game, that new song you can't stop replaying, or this video you're being forced to watch at school. Programming is the stuff under the hood that makes all these things possible, like how your phone would be next to useless if it couldn't hold any apps or contacts. Programs without variables to keep track of information for you are next to useless. Hello, I'm Miss LaRose, and today we are going to learn all about variables. Welcome, kiddos, to your first lesson on programming. Let's start with some basics. As we learned in Unit 1, software is made up of a bunch of ones and zeros. This is called binary. Now, binary is super hard to work with as a human. Our brains don't think in ones and zeros like computers do, but in sentences and images and sounds. So some really smart people back in the 1940s and 50s created programming languages that are closer to human speech than they are to binary. For this class, we're going to be working with the language called Python. It's one of the easiest ones to pick up because of how much it resembles English. In my videos, I will be using the program PyCharm Community to write all the programming that you will see on the screen. As stated in the intro, variables are just containers that hold things, and the way they do that is by slapping a name on our container, using an assignment operator, meaning the equal sign, and then stating what's inside that container. You can think of this like this cute box that I found in my closet. I slap a label on it, so now this box is called dice. Inside the box, I will drop my small collection of dice from my different games that I play. Simple enough, right? However, we have to be very careful about what we are naming our variables, because once it's been named, the name cannot be changed. While this particular box is really cute, since it's labeled dice, I'm always going to look for my dice inside of this box. I'll be very confused if I open the box and instead of finding my dice, I find scraps from an art project. Like most things in life, the variable or container is only as good as its label. Just like I could be upset finding art supplies or colored pencils in my dice box, or rice in my refried beans. I would be just as upset if I found the number 204 in my variable named name. 204 is a number, not a name, and it makes no sense when I'm trying to write my code. Unlike containers in real life that get repurposed for all kinds of things, our variables don't change purpose, since we can make a new one at any time we want. A note really quick about naming variables. Programming is really nitpicky about spelling and grammar, so there are some rules to know when creating a name. Rule number 1, don't put any spaces in your variable names. Rule number 2, variable names should only include letters. No numbers or symbols. For this class specifically, I'm going to be using camel case to name everything. That means the first word is all lowercase, we push the words together, and we capitalize the first letter of each word that follows. I'm just going to create a variable called name and use my assignment operator to set it to be Vienna. Make sure you are using quotation marks around the value of your variable. We will learn about why in another video. Great. Now that we have this information stored somewhere safe, it's time to write our first output. An output is just how the program communicates to a user or other parts of the computer, like how your headphones play audio from your phone or the computer screen displays what's happening as you use your computer. Our first output is called a print statement. To make this, you write the word print, all lowercase, and then put parentheses. Whatever you want to have printed on the screen needs to be written inside of those parentheses. I can print my variable out by writing the name of my variable between the parens. Then, when I run my program, it will print out onto my console. As you can see, when I type in name, it prints Vienna on the console, because that is the value we are currently storing inside the variable name. I can also write directly into my print statement in order to have my program display something specific. I will just make another print statement, and in this one, I'm going to write hello. I have to put quotation marks around my words because it is not the name of a variable. When I run this, now it will print Vienna and hello. If I wanted these to appear on the same line, I would need to write them in the same print statement. Separated by a comma. Now I have said, hello, Vienna. All one sentence. Another thing we need to look at today is how we can allow users to set the values of variables for us, since obviously everyone who uses this program isn't going to share your name. You need to give them a way to tell you what their name is. To create a user input, I'm going to go up to my variable, delete Vienna and the quotation marks, and I'm going to write in the keyword input, then put parentheses. And inside of the parentheses, I'm going to put quotation marks, then write instructions for my user. Since this variable is for a name, I am just going to ask, what is your name? Ending my string with the colon and a space so my users know to write their answer on that line. Now, when I run this, you can see down in the console that it is asking my question. What is your name? I can type in anything I want here, and it will assign the variable to be that value. For this one, I'm going to say Tia. The very last thing I want us to look at is how to change the value of a variable in your program. This will seem a little silly now, but as you begin writing longer programs, it will make more sense. To reassign the value of a variable, all I have to do is write the name of the variable, the assignment operator, and then the new value for my variable. As an example, before my print statement, I can change name to be Andrew. And when I run my code, it doesn't matter what name I type because I reset it to be Andrew afterwards. So that is what will appear in my print statement. Thank you for watching this video. Make sure you've answered your notes questions and updated your vocabulary for this unit. As always, please let me know if you have any questions, and I will see you all in class. Bye.